Well, as some of you guys might remember, I picked up Bonk's Adventure for the TurboGrafx-16 last month. And so Bonk's Adventure is actually um, based off a comic book character that was in a PC Engine magazine in the late 80s called PC Genjin. It roughly translates into barbarian, prehistoric man, something along those lines. So he was a comic book character in the PC Engine magazine in Japan. Eventually they decided to make a game for him. The cool thing is PC Genjin obviously rhymes with PC Engine. So this game came out in 1990, and it came out in America as Bonk's Adventure. They changed the name. So here's the cartridge, and here we go.
So there we go. As you can see here, copyright 1990. 1990 is when this game came out. Predates Sonic the Hedgehog. Predates the Super Nintendo. The TurboGrafx-16 definitely needed a mascot, a character. Always helps sell anything in Japan, really. And this little guy's pretty cute. His really only weapon is his giant hard head, as you can see here. Two buttons, of course, on the TurboGrafx-16 controller. One's jump and one's headbutt. You can use the headbutt to kind of use the weight of your head to spin in the air. And you can kind of float a little bit, and you can bomb dive stuff with your head. And that's really about it. There's a few power-ups, a few other little things you can do, but for the most part, your only weapon is your head. And that's why it's called Bonk. Bonk's Adventure. His name's Bonk, because he bonks everything with his head. Now when you eat this spicy meat or whatever the hell it's supposed to be, the guy gets really mad, and it makes him a little stronger. Like one headbutt will kill an enemy that normally two would kill. Get another piece of meat like this, and you're basically invincible. So it's like your star power in Mario. You can just run through everything. Here you can see you can bite the ground, and that's kind of his way of grabbing ledges or climbing up ledges. He uses his teeth. So I mean, it's a basic side-scrolling. There you go. You see, you get the big piece of meat, and it's like getting two pieces of meat in one. You instantly go to your invincible mode when you get the giant pieces of meat. So there's a little piece of meat, which normally you'd need two of those to get your star power, or your invincibility. But once in a while you get the big giant pieces of meat. This game was ported to a lot of other systems, the Game Boy and the NES most notably. The NES version in Japan was, I believe, called FC Kid, as opposed to PC Kid. Had Famicom, the PC, of course, in the name. In Japan, just referring to the PC Engine. But the graphics on the NES version aren't nearly as good. Obviously, there's not the kind of color that the TurboGrafx-16 can do. Even though I wouldn't say this is really pushing the TurboGrafx-16 graphically, it's still a fair bit beyond what an NES could do at the time in terms of the graphics. So here you gotta use your head, literally, figure out how to get into here and get into the next level. I really hate this level, of all the levels. Those tonsil things there, whatever you want to call them, with the little faces on them, you can't hit them, so you just got to avoid them, and sometimes they're hard to avoid. The top left is, of course, your health bar, and you can pick up hearts to regain health. And the bottom right, you can see the box is your how many lives you have. The nice thing about this game is when you die and you lose a life, you continue exactly from where you died. You just get back up and keep playing. You don't have to start at the beginning of the level when you die. And this brings us down to the first boss. The bosses are basically, for the most part, all just big dinosaur things. You can see this one's pretty goofy looking. He's wearing basically a helmet, as you can see, or not. It's flashing red, basically telling you that's his weak point there. Once you get up on top of him, it's pretty easy. You just gotta stay up on top of him and keep head diving him. And he's done like dinner. Music's not bad in this one either. Music's definitely pretty catchy and fun. You can press up on a lot of these. It's kind of like your warp pipes in Mario's. You don't know which pipe you can go down, so you try all these and yet you can go in some of them, and there's little bonus games in some of these things here. Here's one now. Basically you just gotta climb this wall. Once again, he uses his teeth. And you just have to press your whatever your attack button is really quickly. This game does try to take advantage of the turbo buttons, in that when you do spin your head around to float, the faster you can keep pressing the button, obviously the further you'll go. And same with when he's climbing or swimming up. The TurboGrafx-16 controller, of course, had the stock turbo buttons. But I don't use them anyways, really. Here's an example here, like when he climbs, you can swim up the waterfalls. And once again, the turbo buttons can come in handy if you want to use them there. And of course, this game's come back into popularity recently with the Wii Virtual Console. You can download this game on the Wii Virtual Console, so a lot of kids now are seeing this. Maybe they don't realize what it's from or what a TurboGrafx-16 was, but or PC Engine for that matter. But you can download this game on the Wii Virtual Console. I guess it's not free. I don't have a Wii, so you have to pay for your points or whatever to download it. So I'm not sure what it would equal to buying in terms of cost. But it's certainly cheaper than finding a TurboGrafx-16 and a copy of this game. And if you just want to play this game, you can check that out on the Virtual Console. And I'm running out of time, so see you later.